Hello, everyone. We're still in downtown LA and we're going to continue exploring galleries in one of my favorite places. This is 1700 South Santa Fe Ave. And I've talked about this before in previous videos, but this space is a converted tire factory and now housing a number of galleries. It's a really great one to visit because you can just see a lot of exhibits in one area. The first exhibit we're going to see today is one by Forrest Kirk at Vielmetter Gallery, and the show is titled The Owl of Minerva Flies at Dusk, and it features a series of new paintings inspired by the writings of German philosopher G.W.F. Hegel, and the title of the exhibit refers to a specific essay by Hegel that explores the concept that, quote, life's lessons are typically learned through making mistakes. The title of the exhibit is also referring to a, quote, desire for keeping a place for philosophy amidst our contemporary lives, or in the artist's words, quote, philosophy takes over at night when scientists are off work. Kirk probably understands the need for both science and art in one's life better than most people. He actually began his career as a software engineer, and then 10 years later, after a near-death experience on a drive home from work, he decided it was time for him to pursue his art full-time. So having lived sort of in both worlds, I can see how he can appreciate, probably more than most, the importance of philosophy in contemporary life. While Kirk's works are technically paintings, I feel like they have an air of almost assemblage to them. He uses a variety of materials to create this really beautiful multi-dimensional effect. These include, but are not limited to, acrylic paint, spray paint, Gorilla Glue, and more. Across the hall is another Vielmetter gallery space in the building. They actually have about 4 total, and this is an exhibit by Whitney Bedford, and this is her 7th solo exhibit with Vielmetter Gallery, and it's titled Vedute, which is the Italian word for views or panoramas. And it's often used in the context of art and architecture to refer to paintings, drawings, or photographs that depict a wide or expansive view of a particular location or landscape. And it's more specifically associated with the 18th century Italian school of painting, which produced really detailed views of cities and landscapes and historical sites. And in this show, Bedford provides us with works that represent a more contemporary version of the traditional landscape painting. My personal favorite works from this show were a series of 4 large-scale triptychs reimagining Pierre Bonnard's Mediterranean afternoon painting. So this is one right here. Each triptych features a shifting color palette that's representing a different time of day. So this one is titled Veduta Bonnard Mediterranean Midnight Triptych. So of course it is featuring the time of day, midnight. And here are the other 3. There's mid-afternoon to the far left, mid-morning in the middle, and mid-afternoon on the far right. We've now headed upstairs to see Gavlak Gallery's space. And one thing you may notice at first glance is that everything is pink. And that's no coincidence. The title of this exhibit is Think Pinker, and it is a group show that is a recreation of an exhibit curated by Beth Rudin DeWoody for Gavlak's Palm Beach space back in 2010. So that show was titled Think Pink, and it was a tribute in some ways to Sarah Gavlak, the gallery's founder, and her love for pink. Sarah Gavlak states, quote, "It is no mystery that pink is my favorite color. It is feminine and feminist. Pink has its own rainbow of hues from light to dark, powder to powerful, bubblegum to shocking Schiaparelli, from Pussy Bows to Pussy Riot. Pink has finally become an acceptable hue in the greater culture since the Think Pink exhibition Beth curated in 2010. I'm absolutely tickled pink that Beth and I could collaborate again on this ambitious exhibition." This really isn't your average group exhibit. It's quite an impressive gathering of emerging artists as well as some really big names. You may have already spotted them, but some examples include Andy Warhol, Lisa Ann Auerbach, Gina Beavers, Larry Bell, Friends with You, the Haas Brothers, Nir Had, Paola Pivi, and so many more. We've now made our way over to East Hollywood to see a few galleries that I've never actually had the privilege of visiting in LA. Morán Gallery is going to be our first stop. I've brought you all to their Mexico City gallery space, which is absolutely breathtaking. And this is their LA space. This is an exhibit by Becky Kalsrud titled Ghost of the Boulevard, and it features these paintings of semi-fictional, sort of mysterious scenes on LA Boulevard. And she positions the work in a way that sort of reflects how window displays are almost set up in retail stores. So as the viewer, it makes us feel like we're observing some kind of strange stage story. And she really drives this strategy behind her compositions with her use of mannequins as a subject matter. We got a little peek at where the new David's Warner LA space is going to be. The final exhibit we're going to see today is a clearing gallery, and it's an exhibit of works by the artist Korakrit Arunanonchai titled Painting, Prayer, Text. And it, quote, articulates the tension between the exploration and exploitation of one's sense of home and identity. More specifically, the exhibit revolves around the idea that we develop our identities from, quote, leaving behind our origins and at times their disavow or wreckage. Arunanonchai has many references to his origins in this exhibit. It's evident in how he's highlighted common parts of culture in Thailand where he's from, such as spirit houses and prayer texts. In my opinion, one of the most outstanding things of this exhibit is how he has displayed the prayer text. He's actually covered the entire gallery floor with a mixture of compressed earth, ash, and house paint. I wasn't even sure what it was. It kind of felt like asphalt when you were walking on it. It has a very spongy feel. But on the perimeter, there's a prayer text that says the following, quote, in the beginning, there was discovery, new nightmares to challenge sleep, the need to impose order under chaos. We create this world through unanswered prayers. There's a splendor beyond the upheaval, a nostalgia for unity. In the landscape of mourning, give yourself to the air, to what you cannot hold. The ghost possesses nothing. Thank you all for coming along with me on my journeys to Mexico City and LA. And in the next video, I will be back in New York and I will see you all there.